Look at the picture, Jamie. When Side Boob first came out, I remember that was like nuts. He's such a Guido. He's a Goomba.
Not today,
Oh, we were sitting here trying to figure out what they say in our theme song.
Can someone write in and tell us what they're saying in our theme song?
So we were talking before we started the pod about what's our order for at a mall food court. Because how did it start? Because you said you saw Sbarro's on vacation.
We talked about how I saw Sbarro in an airport, and they were saying, ugh. And they said, well, it's always exciting.
I was saying, ugh. Zola was kind of digging it.
Zola was on board with me and saying, and whenever you see a food court with a Sbarro, you're like, sweet, score. Then Ennie was like, no, he likes the Mongolian beef. And then Rob says
he didn't even say Mongolian beef, did he? Just Mongolian?
That's usually what that means, yeah, Mongolian.
Okay.
What is Mongol? But so you're saying, I thought the name of a restaurant was Mongolian.
No.
That's why I was like, I've never heard of that. Of course, Mongolian beef, incredible. P.F. Chang's Mongolian beef, great dish.
Right.
Great dish.
There's no P.F. Chang's at a mall food court.
No,
Okay.
it's a Mongolian barbecue set up like this.
Okay, yeah. That's proper.
They're kind of hard to come by in a mall food court, though. They're not always
No,
there.
it would be a Panda Express. And then Rob says he would get down with a Kung Pao chicken over a Sbarro slice of pizza.
Hell yeah.
And this is what's shocking to me because pizza is bread, sauce, and cheese. You're going to tell me that you would rather have chicken that you don't know if it's even probably real chicken from Panda Express over just a simple pizza with simple ingredients. Sbarro pizza slaps. It is a good slice of pizza.
See, this is what happens. This is what happens with sayings and why they die out. Because slaps is like a dope saying.
It is the first time I've ever said the word
and then 10 years later, someone's like, Sbarro slaps. And then everyone's like, we can't say slaps anymore.
I've ever used the term slaps on my children's life.
R.I.P.
And it's
slaps.
over Sbarro slice of pizza because I stand by that. I stand.
Okay, so a piece of Sbarro pizza, you're rating from 1 to 10 on a pizza scale. Gets
7. I love it. I love it.
You are not, but
I love it.
And by the way, when you say chicken versus the bread and this, I'm not going on safety standards. I'm going on taste. When you're in the mall food court, I think Sbarro's pizza is a fucking 2. Oh my God, disgusting, Jamie.
Oh my God, they used to have one in Times Square.
I think they still do.
No, I don't know if it's there anymore.
I think they do. That is so, oh my God, it is so, how could you, I don't know how you can make pizza worse than that. Okay, have you had a lot of pizza you didn't like? I feel like you just love every pizza. Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what's going on here.
No, I mean, I've definitely, I'm not an Elio's fan.
Okay, but that's frozen pizza. That's a little different.
What about Chuck E. Cheese? That's like the worst pizza ever.
Yeah,
I go Chuck E. Cheese over Sbarro.
Over Sbarro's?
Any day.
Yo.
Yeah, I think Sbarro's
what the fuck
I think
did
Sbarro's
Sbarro
is the
do to
worst.
you?
I just think it's disgusting, gross pizza.
I don't like this.
Is it weird that even though I hate Sbarro's, I could watch Zolo just scroll photos of Sbarro's like all day?
Pretty satisfying.
It really is. Like I'm just like, wow.
Getting hungry?
By the way, this is social media. You should hop on.
That's why I don't. Because I'm an idiot who just sits there all day like, oh, pizza? Like I'm a moron. I can't do it, dude. Okay. We haven't done a...
That's a good segue.
Yeah. Thanks, Jamie Lee.
Heard a girl say when dating she was blinded by muscles. Are you blinded by anything while dating? What does that mean?
Like she was like, if I see a guy and I'm dating with muscles, like I don't even care how the date goes. She's like, I just want to keep dating him or be with him. Or She's like, if a guy has like big muscles, I'm blinded.
So are you blinded by anything while dating? No. I was a straight, my type was, but before I found Cutter, was all over the place. I was like a straight up vibe girl. Like literally my friends would be like, you're so confusing. We have no idea what your type is. Well, you're disagreeing with me.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I just think you had a type, but you weren't,
What
you
was
were
my
also
type?
willing to.
Are you going to call me a cleat chaser?
No,
what was my type?
I mean, hey, if you want to, if the cleat fits, you know? But no, I'm saying I think you had a type, but I also think you were willing to stray from that type.
Always, yes.
I don't think it was like 100%,
always a
but I
vibe.
think like if a dude's walking into the room, it's like, oh, that's Jamie's type. Like I think it's like a tall, tan, athlete-looking guy.
I married one.
Yeah. But even tanner than Cutter.
Yeah, but
before.
nothing that would blind me to like other things. No,
Right.
I'm not that.
It's like, oh, he just
boy
signed with the
crazy.
Buffalo Bills. Like you're just blinded.
He can do no wrong.
yeah, right.
No. That ain't me. What about you? Is it like, are boobs blinding for you back in the day, or?
Yeah. I mean, again, we like. I think there are.
She had good teeth.
No, that's not a blinding thing. There. I remember when like side boob. Speaking of side boob, when side boob first came out, I remember that was like nuts.
What
like,
do you mean when side boob first
like when it became a
came out?
style when I
Okay.
was like 22 to like wear a shirt with like where you could see like the boob.
Yeah.
And when girls had like half their boobs sticking out the side because it was like a new cleavage. You know what I mean? Like you like from whatever 7 or 8 to 12, I was so obsessed with like cleavage. Oh my god. And then by like 13, 14, 15, you're like, okay, yeah, cleavage is cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Some people knock it out of the park and you're like, holy shit, but it just becomes kind of like whatever.
Did I tell you that Jack is starting to become like boob conscious?
Really?
Like he's still so little.
And he's how old? 3?
5.
5. Of course.
I love them. But like he did it to me yesterday in the airport. He was just sitting on my lap, and then like he just kind of like takes my shirt and goes.
Damn.
And then the other day he was sitting and he was like,
Could you explain what he did for people who are just listening?
He took my shirt and like, pulled it towards him and just peeked down inside. Just took a little peek. And then
Cutter was
and then
nodding
pulled away.
approvingly.
Probably.
Yeah.
But, or like he'll all of a sudden like look at me and like reach over and just kind of like touch him for a second. Or the other day he was sitting and I think I was like playing with his hair, rubbing his back. We were watching TV and he was like, Mommy, I love you. He's like, I love your hair. I love your face. I love your nails. He goes, know what my favorite part of you is though? I said, what, baby? He goes, I love your boobs. I said, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a sweet and sour that's like this. Let me see.
We do?
Yeah. Hold on. I only saw
Jack?
the beginning. Oh yeah, this is it right on top. Boom. Look at the what do you call that?
Synchronicity?
Synchronicity.
No,
Look at the synchronicity.
Look at the
here.
synchronicity. Affection. I like to walk up to my wife while we're walking around the house cooking, cleaning, or doing anything and smack her on the ass or grab a boob. Is this Cutter write this?
There you go. I think this is every dude ever.
Is this you,
actually.
She told me that she doesn't like when I do it. Cutter, you don't have to write in. But
we
now-
should have Cutter write in an email and see if you could pick it out.
I know, we should.
That would be good.
But now that I've stopped, she feels like I'm not attracted to her. Part of the reason I do
women.
these things is because I like it, but the other part is because I want to make sure she feels wanted. Sweet or sour? How should I respond to the situation? Since I've stopped doing those things, she has approached me multiple times about being less affectionate. Sounds like Cutter and I. This sounds like our dance.
This is why I'm
sounds like
single.
us.
This is why I'm single. This is insane. I wouldn't have the patience to deal with this. Like I could deal with one. Like I could if a girl's like, hey, I want you to stop rubbing my butt when you walk by. I could deal with that. But then being like, hey, you don't touch me anymore. I can't deal with it. Like, it's just crazy.
No. For sure, of course.
It's
That's
insanity.
ridiculous.
I can't deal with
Terrible.
insanity.
I'm not like that.
Yeah, right. Clearly.
So how should I respond to this situation? Since
Well, let me see.
ahead.
I've learned a little bit about women in my 30s, and I feel like it's because they don't like being something and all of a sudden like a grab.
yes.
You know what I mean? They don't like it to like come out of nowhere and this because it's like, and then like it actually takes them out of the like maybe if they like were having sexual thoughts earlier just to be like grabbed.
See, to me, yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot. I would rather him look across a room at me and be like, "You look so good."
Oh, come on. You're going to throw up.
What the fuck is you talking about?
I'm just, I mean.
That would make me feel wanted and like that he's into me and attracted to me
But
rather than
you
like
said that
grabbing
he
me.
sends you texts saying like he's horny for you and you just like don't even really, you kind of.
I just said you look so good. I didn't say that texting me things if he's horny for me. That are two different
But
things.
you said you were like, oh, he sent me a text and it was so like
a flirty.
creative and flirty.
Yes.
But that's what that is.
I also said I was sitting with my children with Bo over my shoulder. So all I did was like heart it or like it. And he was not satisfied with my response.
I'm not either.
Also, let me just call, because this is what we do, call Cutter out. Like he doesn't give me a minute to respond. He also like, he does the shit all the time. He's like, a teenager. So
Horny
like,
texts?
yes.
Oh, nice.
All the
Cut.
things. Like, yeah, like today I'm like, he's like, we were opening our packages. We got back from out of town and I'm like, oh, what is this from Skims? I didn't order anything. He's like, got you a rhinestone bikini. And I'm like, when am I going to wear it? He's like, just for us, like.
He's like, I want to make your panties look like the ones from the aloe dressing room.
That's exactly probably what it was. But I feel your pain, man. You didn't sign your name. But I would still try to show your affection maybe with words or acknowledging her and her beauty. Intermittent with every once in a while, a little tap is fine. But when it's too much, it just feels like too much. It doesn't feel special. It just feels like, I don't know. I get it. I get your wife. When it's too much, I'm like,
if you're a woman who loves this shit, can you write in? Because I would love to hear. I'm just saying. I would love to hear the other side of it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that my way's the highway. I'm similar to his wife.
Oh, but I think most women are.
Yes,
share
probably.
that. I want to know if there's women who are like, man, when I'm doing blah blah blah, and he comes by and smacks my ass. Like,
I'm sure there's
crazy.
At least in the YMH family, I'm sure you're going to find a number of women that will say that. Yes.
Yeah, that's to be. I don't know.
Let's see.
I kind of like that. I went to the doctor for a ear thing. I had like an ear thing. I was in there for 1 minute. He just had to pull something out of my ear.
What was in your ear?
It was just a ball of wax, but it became like
Ew.
like dislodged or whatever, to where my ear was like bing, like just ringing. And I was like, oh, and it happened at night, so I had to go through the whole night of just. It was literally like bing for 16 hours until I went in there, and he was like, oh, because I did something dumb where like. I wasn't feeling good and I tried to clean out my ears and I like moved something, So he's like, oh, come in here. I sat down. He looks right in there and he like tries to pull it out. He can't. He gets a vacuum thing and he's like, and gets it. And it was like just a ball of fucking wax. And I was like, oh, it felt so great to like get it out, whatever. Now I was in there for 1 minute. How long? I got the bill. How much do you think the bill was? 1 minute in the doctor's office.
$280.
It was over $500. $500. I was so fucking mad. Like the highs and lows, like the low of that happening to me, then the high of getting it out, and then the low of over $5 for 1 minute. Like it was like there wasn't even like a follow up question.
Imagine if you had two balls. Imagine you have to do it in both ears.
Yeah, I would have been paying over like fucking $1,200.
You couldn't bet for football for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I was blown away when I got that
crazy.
Bill. Over $5, because I've heard of like hospitals charging like.
Well, hospitals, yes.
Right, like a Tylenol that's like 25 cents and they
Yes.
charge like $120 for it, right?
Yes.
That shit is crazy. But I gotta say, I was pretty bummed out.
I understand you're being bummed out.
Something that we keep talking about and we never make it to the pod, which is my fault. I should bring it up. We were talking about times the hardest we've ever laughed.
Yes.
And so I'll just go with one of mine real quick because I have a bunch. But I remember me and my friends smoked a ton of weed right before go seeing American Pie 2. Like the whole thing was like smoke a ton of weed right before we walk in and sit there. And it was like 8 of us in New York City. We have all the food, everything, we're chilling. And the lights go off, the movie's about to start. Somebody comes walking down the aisle and they didn't know that there was a step. And they were holding a soda, a popcorn. They fell in the aisle and everything went everywhere.
Oh.
We laughed for 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
Like people were trying to watch the movie and like, cause the person stood up was after it was like, you assholes, like blah, 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 because we were laughing so hard. And for any time, like it finally would get quiet and somebody would be like, and then we just start fucking hysterical laughing for, it was like, I didn't remember the first half of the movie because it was the funniest shit ever. What's yours?
One of mine is when we were recording an episode of Pajama Pants and you were having me say, what country was it? Like there was some broadcast that they were talking about different countries. I don't know if it was the Olympics or whatever it was. And they would have like a symbol up about each country that they were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Went to talk about, what was it? Romania?
If it was like the Great Wall of China and like something else, and then it was like China came, and America is like, Statue of Liberty. I don't remember what it was.
Was it for Romania?
And what was it?
It was
like
Count Chocula.
Dracula. Didn't it say like Dracula or something?
No, it was like Count Chocula or something. I was
that
Romania.
like
that
Romania
one got me
Olympic.
good.
Yeah, do like Romania Olympics, like snafu, or like just Romania Olympics.
Or maybe it was Dracula. Count Dracula. It was Count Dracula.
Count Dracula.
Right.
Oh yeah. Jamie, go ahead. You
The
want to read it?
NBC said it would investigate how the images it broadcast during the opening ceremony. That was what it was. It was the opening ceremony of the Olympics had been chosen and vetted because for Romania, the broadcaster used an image of Count Dracula.
Look at the picture, Jamie. And it made it so much more fucked up because all the other stuff was like so prestigious. You know what I mean? Like it was like good stuff. There was another funny one too that I forget. Yeah, what did it say? The Ukrainian one, or the South Korea? It said somebody apologized. I thought you were gonna say when the prank call.
Oh, that was funny too.
Yeah. For Fart Simpson did a prank call and we played it for you and you had no idea it was coming and you fucking
it was
laughed
so good.
hysterically. They used pictures of Chernobyl to
Pizza for
Ukraine
Italy.
and pizza for Italy.
Oh my God, they did Chernobyl for Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's so fucked. Did somebody prank
Count
the Olympics?
Dracula
Count
is
Dracula
wild.
is so good.
So speaking of like some of the hardest I've ever laughed, I don't know if it was the hardest I ever laughed. Probably. I still laugh about it to this day, but also it's the perfect execution of fucking something funny. Was, can you put in We Too Low, WEE Too Low? Yeah, so see, Jamie, so the Asian flight went down and somebody pranked them and they said that these were the names of the passengers. Can you read it?
Captain Something Wong, Y Too Low,
We Too Low.
We Too Low, Holy Fuck, Bang Ding Ow.
Yeah. So not only did somebody get this through to the news, but they got it through to somebody where they created like a, whatever you call that, like a cryon. What's that called? Where they create like a visual for it. And it's like Captain, and it was like the tragic lost flight of this, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, Captain Something Wong. Like, and reading it, that's a 10 out of 10. Like if you're trying to do
That's a prank.
If you're trying to do a goof, and that's your execution, like you could retire after that.
Oh, you know what?
We have new information now. Also on the plane crash, KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Too Low, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ow. The NTSB has.
R.I.P. Oh.
Also, there's a movie that Paul Rudd did. I think it was with Jennifer Aniston or something. And he's like in a mirror, like trying to hype himself up to like have sex with somebody. And it's like a 5-minute thing of just him in a mirror pumping himself up. And he's like, I'm not going to do this because I'm not Paul Rudd. But he was like, you want this dick?
Oh, boy.
It's genius. It's genius. I saw that movie with Cutter. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Get it all up in your vag. Get it up in your vag with my dick. With my dick. I'm gonna put it in with my dick.
You know he was having the best time of his life.
And everybody behind him. That's the best.
That's why, like, I think that's why I love Paul Rudd so much, because he looks like he's having the best time always. He could be the worst actor in the world and it wouldn't matter because he is pure joy. I'm his biggest fan.
What was in the last year, what was the celebrity gossip that you were like most obsessed with? Because you get
Vanderpump Rules, Scandival.
I don't know anything about that.
What?
I don't know one thing about it.
It took over the world. Okay. So on Vanderpump Rules, there's this guy, Tom, who dated Ariana. They were dating for 9 years on the show. They were like...
You don't get excited like this about anything else. You're like a fucking... It's like we just entered a courtroom. Like you're like a gossip lawyer.
You know why it is? Because I know all the information. Like I'm never
love
confident talking about things because I don't really know much about anything, but I know everything about Scandival.
And that's why I
feel
don't
confident.
care about this, but to hear you talk about it like this gets me excited.
Okay, so Scandival. Tom and Ariana were dating for 9 years, okay? They were like, I'm sure they had their issues, but as far as the show went, they were like the easy breezy couple. They were cool. They were supportive. They were lifers. They were in it. They were together. They were amazing. There was this best friend of theirs named Raquel. Her real name is Rachel. She was dating DJ James Kennedy. She has definitely gotten like shit on for being dumb and an idiot. And like the girls weren't very nice to her.
Some combo.
But Ariana and Tom like took them under their wing. Ariana was so nice to her. Ariana defended her. Ariana supported her for 7 months behind Ariana's back to the point where it would literally be like Ariana sleeping in their bedroom and Tom would go in the guest room. Ooh. Fucked Raquel and had a full-blown relationship for 7 months behind her back.
Sorry, you said they were living together?
Tom and Ariana? Yeah, they bought a house together.
No,
Raquel would sleep over and stay in the guest room. Yeah, and Raquel at the reunion, she had to have been medicated because she literally was like stone face, like that, while they're all screaming at each other. And Tom was so fucked up because he was blaming Ariana. Like he was screaming at her when this all came out because he was like, you never had sex with me and you're this and our relationship was... Look, I'm not saying that the things he was saying about the state of the relationship are false, but you don't fuck her best friend for 7 months. So it really threw everybody for a loop. Everybody was shocked. Everyone felt betrayed. It truly was the scandal of my lifetime.
How did it come out?
So he has a band.
I love how much you love this. It's so great.
He has a band and his phone fell down and she grabbed it for him. And she was like standing in the front row, like, you know, being a great girlfriend. And then she said something told her to look at his phone. And when she looked, he had recorded a FaceTime sex session with him and Raquel. And she saw it.
That's crazy, dude.
Yep.
That's crazy. Dude.
Yep.
Oh, yep. It's just so... I'm so grateful.
And Raquel has now got out of a mental health facility. Like she went to like...
That's the one who he was cheating on?
The girl in the green.
Right,
no, the one that he cheated with.
She needed to go to a mental health facility because she
blew up her life. Yeah.
What? Why would you need to go to a mental health facility for that?
Because she was the world's most hated woman.
But she did. It's not like, oh my God, this thing happened to me. She fucking did it.
Correct.
What did she think she was doing?
Because she was apparently manipulated by Tom.
Oh, come on with that.
Agree. By the way,
Bullshit.
agree. I don't have sympathy for her, but she did have this interview where she broke down at the end being like, I'm tired of lying because Tom was trying to control the narrative and tell her what to say and what not to say. And she had to sit down with Andy and she kind of broke down and she's like, I'm done lying. Here's the truth. Here's when it started. I can't lie anymore. So like you felt for her a little bit, like being like, oh, this girl is not okay.
You want to go in the cup?
Okay.
See what's popping in there?
Oh, that's 2. What would be the worst part about dating you?
I think we've talked about a lot of that recently.
When I'm moody, I want to be by myself.
That's a dream. If a girl's like, I'm in a bad mood, leave me alone. Thanks, babe. That's the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want to hang. Yeah.
I love that shit.
Okay.
Let's say you think
I'm kind of bitchy around right before my period.
Here's the deal. I'm starting my period, leave me alone. Yeah. What about if a guy said to you, "Hey, you're being a little moody. Let's take time. Let's be alone for the day or an hour or whatever." Or
yeah,
would you be
I would
okay
be
being
pissed,
told?
but then I would spiral about it later and feel like a terrible human. Does that make sense?
No, I'm saying, would you be okay being told, like, "Hey, I can see you're starting
I would be
to...
pissed. He would say that to me.
Okay.
Because I'm already in a bad mood.
Yeah.
I don't need you to tell me.
Right. Okay.
I don't need you to make me feel bad about being in a bad mood.
What do you think the worst part about dating me would be? Or let me say it first, and then you.
Eating once a day.
Jamie, there's
There's
much
no
worse
spontaneity
things.
with
There's so
you.
much worse things about dating me than I eat once a day.
Okay, tell me.
Well, first of all, when I'm dating somebody, I usually do eat twice a day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good
I'm a
compromise.
good guy.
You are.
But no, I think the worst part about dating me is I don't want to do shit. Like I just don't want. There's nothing I ever.
You don't want to go anywhere. You
I don't
want
want to go
do
anywhere. I don't want to
anything.
make any plans. I don't want to do
That's hard.
anything.
That's
like
hard
if a
to
girl's
do
like, oh my
life
god,
with.
and now I will do it. You know what I mean? Like, but like, don't expect me to be like, yeah, we're doing. Like, I never want to go on vacation, ever. I don't want to do it. I'm more comfortable at home. I don't want to do this. So it's like,
But we've been on vacations together, and you have a good time.
but that's when I was still doing drugs and drinking. It's very
You weren't
different.
doing drugs when we went to St. Martin.
But that was like right out of the whatchamacallit. But that was also like a free trip for us, and we were staying in like the nicest place ever. But we
Right.
were I was like newly
Sober.
sober. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
now that I'm like 10 years in of like not I just don't I love being like in the like having all of my shit around. Like
You
I
like
don't
being
like
in your routines. That's why.
Yeah,
I
the
mean, look,
routine.
I just got back from a month of traveling, and I'm just like dying to get back into my routine. There is something to be said for it, but there's also a good thing about breaking your routine every once in a while.
well, I it's not like I've never tried it. I try it all the time. I just
Okay.
don't like it.
That would
Like,
be hard to date you.
Yeah. What do you can't think of another one? I mean, the eating thing is it's fine. By the way, the last girl who dated me started eating once a day.
And
She was like,
still
I
does?
love this. We don't talk.
Oh,
You crazy? No, I don't know.
I don't know. Ask Cutter.
About dating me?
No. Oh,
I'm saying, what do you
oh.
think the hardest part about dating me? You couldn't come up with another one. So, you know what's really funny? So sometimes I talk really fast, and like I know I've always done it, and people always tell me because when I think that something like doesn't matter, I try and get through it to get to the thing that
Yeah.
does. So my best friend's mom, I was on the phone with her the other day. She's the best. She's so sweet, and she's like, "Hey Rob, she's like, congratulations with the podcast." I'm like, "Thanks." And she's like, I only listened to one episode and only the first half. And she was like, I gotta say, like, I just can't follow it. Like it's too much. It's too fast. And like you guys are, and I was like, oh, okay. Like I'm sorry. And we're talking, and she's like, is there a way to slow it down? And I'm like, yeah, if you look on the app, actually, there's a way to make it like 0.75 speed. So she looks, hers was on 2x speed. She was listening to our podcast.
You and I are like on cocaine.
Right, but also she's like old, and she probably thought that she was like she was like she told me she
Her
was like
brain
I
was hurting.
She was like I can't. She's like I'm getting old, and so she
Poor
was sitting
thing.
there
That's
listening to
hilarious.
this, like going nuts, being like, "Oh my god, these kids talk so
I feel like-
fast these days." Everything's changing around
That's
me.
so funny. I feel like when it's 2-speed, it always is like at the end of the sentence. Like it goes really fast.
Right,
Like
yeah,
always,
yeah,
like you talk, and then
Yeah. By the way, I was like, I can't believe you listened to half.
that's crazy.
She was sitting there for like 8 minutes.
She might be brain damaged from
Listening
that.
to
That's
us, yeah.
wild.
And then she was like so happy to hear.
Oh my god, that wasn't the case.
Yeah. They're so sweet. They're the
Old
best.
people are sweet.
Do we have a Sopranos trivia before we go?
We sure do. So this one might be easy. Nadav wrote these. Do you guys each know your character's middle name?
Oh wait, hold on.
Yes.
I don't think I know either of ours.
I think I know mine. I don't know Rob's.
Anthony something. Yeah, I don't know. What letter does it start with? I give up. But what letter?
Yours starts with a J. Hers starts with an M.
M.
Yeah.
Mariangela?
Yep.
Wow, Jamie, you're so good at this.
Yeah.
Mine starts with a what? I don't even remember. What
I
it
only
starts
remember
with.
because I had
J.
A J.
I had
Yeah.
a graduation scene and they
It's
said
not
my full
Junior.
name.
Anthony Junior. I have no. I don't know if I've ever even heard it.
Anthony Joseph?
Close. No, though.
Not James. What is it?
John.
I never heard that.
Anthony John.
I don't think I ever
That's
heard
got
it.
to be AJ, right?
Yeah, I
Anthony-
guess
No,
not.
no.
We thought it was
is
because of
Anthony Junior.
No, it's AJ. Anthony John.
What?
Wow.
Are you for real?
Was it ever said on the show? Mine was said in my graduation scene.
That's crazy. I still think it's Junior.
No, it's because of the John. Anthony John Soprano Jr.
What? Because I've heard people before say AJ Junior. But wait, hold on. That would mean that. Does that mean that Tony's middle name was John also?
Yeah, I mean, must be. Like,
Can you look it up on the? On the Googles?
Yeah.
Anthony John.
Holy shit.
Anthony John.
So that's why it's AJ. That's fucking nuts.
Yep.
Wow.
Do I have 4 names or it's just Meadow, Mariangela?
That's fucking crazy. I feel like I'm learning something about myself, but it's not me.
I know, but it is. No,
But it
Mariangela.
is. Wow. That's crazy. AJ means that's fucking nuts.
Wild.
I never knew that. See, and it says the last line is her growth would foreshadow that of her younger brother, Anthony John. And maybe I'm related to Tony John. Oh, I got a UTI, baby. Woo!
Tony
The
John?
third.
Tony John. Oh, Jamie, you have so much to learn. Do we have like a classic Tony John thing to show her real quick before we go?
Let me pull one
Is
up.
there one that you would have? Yeah, we could edit
Tony
around this.
John.
Oh, Jamie, like arguably my favorite like cool guy from YMH, like how they have all those guys that they make fun of and show. He might be my favorite. He's probably the one who makes me like smile the most for sure. But he's just an infectious, like he would be in another life if he, because I don't want to say
He's
anything
like
bad
your
about
Paul
him.
Rudd.
Yeah, he's a bit of a criminal. I think they've showed him like getting out of jail and stuff. But if he wasn't doing that, I think he could totally be an actor. Like he captures the room's attention when he walks in, and I think he makes everyone feel good, except for the people who he's committing crimes against, of course. Yeah.
The reason why I'm wearing this fucking yellow fucking weird thing is my ass is gonna be doing community service for the state of Utah. Woo! I got a DUI, baby.
Is that a spray tan or a filter?
I don't know.
Spray tan.
Spray tan?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably would have been a guy I would have gone after in high school, no doubt.
Yeah, he's your kind of
Give me a
vibe.
Guido.
See, that's what I mean. You do have a type.
In high school, yes. Not a Guido. I grew out of the Guido.
You married a Guido, first of all, your first husband. He's full Guido.
He wasn't full Guido. He was
Oh,
from Connecticut.
Jamie. He is full. I mean, Paulie D's from like Rhode Island. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but he was like a preppy boy.
Do you mind if we Google AJ Descala? Was his name Anthony John?
No.
So, oh my
not a
God,
Guido.
he's such a Guido. He's such a Guido. Guys, do you get Guido vibes here?
Yeah.
No, douche
Older
vibes.
Guido. Looks like
Yeah,
he was a Guido when he was young.
Guido's got to grow.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
he was Jamie. He was even more Guido and
No,
like.
my high school boyfriend was
Look at
Guido.
that second photo where you guys are at like a game or something. That's such a Guido. He's a Goomba. Look, Jamie Lynn Sigler's ex-husband in $300 million stock scheme. Man, you know how you went from him to Cutter. Cutter's an angel. How you went
course
from
he
this
is.
guy to Cutter is unbelievable.
really
Maybe you
don't
don't have a type.
Yeah, I was going to say. Come on.
Because you really,
Moving on.
and you definitely would have dated Tony
In
John.
high
but then
school.
there was, I don't know. I think you kept it going with some Guidos. I think you liked the Guido. Yeah, you don't need to say his name.
Sartiano wasn't
Well,
a
no, you
Guido.
just did.
But he's Italian, but he wasn't a
No,
Guido.
he's not a Guido at all. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
I matured. Out of it.
All right. Is there anything else we didn't? We good to go? Good to go, boys. All right. Thank you. That's another episode of.
Oh, he's such a good voice.
Whoa.
Please tell us what they say in it.